checks out. Feel free to go.
It's good to see Hearst and security doing their job, but it's always a good thing that they only seem to scan me when I don't really have anything in my ship. Anyways, in this video, I attempted the Evict Illegal Occupants cave mission. I have heard and seen that these can be quite lucrative, but Star Citizen had other plans for me and it didn't really go the way that I had hoped for. Even so, I tried to make the most of it by doing some hand mining while I was already at the cave. Though it did make me feel like a prisoner because I feel like the only time I actually do hand mining is when I want to get out of prison. But enough of that, let's see how the mission went, or more like why it didn't go the way that I had planned it to. I arrived at the cave and parked quite close as Aberdeen is pretty hostile with its hot temperatures, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't out on the surface for a very long time. But for this mission, I did prepare a bit. Usually I don't prepare, but for this one, I got me some heavy armor, a big backpack, as well as some med pens, and a weapon that was good at long to medium ranges. The backpack was primarily for looting all the gems found from all the people I killed and or the gems that I mined. And the long range weapon was to kill hostiles without them even spotting me. I do recommend to silence the weapon as well if you do plan on taking this mission. With that being said, I felt somewhat prepared and set out to explore the caves of Aberdeen. I took it slow in my approach to enter the cave and got my first kill quite quickly. I went to see if he was carrying any loot. Usually you can open up their chest or leg armor or backpack if they're carrying one to find gems. I didn't really find anything, and as you keep watching, this becomes a common theme throughout the cave mission. And if you have done cave missions before, you know that this is not how it's supposed to go. After clearing out this first big open area in the cave, I try to look around a bit to see if I could spot any loot boxes. There are boxes that spawn from medical boxes to even boxes that carry gems. But to my luck, I didn't really find anything, so I continued forward deeper down into the cave. After having somewhat of a fierce battle, I did get shot, but realistically, I also shot at them and half of my shots didn't register. I trek forward. Don't worry though, I do come back and check all of these bodies if they are carrying any loot of a value to me. But yeah, I wanted to just make sure that first I kill everyone and then I do all the looting. So I killed this one guy and approached to loot him. I don't recommend you do this. I would have liked if I had actually cleared out the area around to make sure that there wasn't any other hostiles around before looting him. My main goal was to check if he actually had any gems on him that I could take, but he didn't, which didn't really help. So in return, I stole his tractor beam. To be fair, he was dead, so it wasn't really stealing. I really thought I was dead when I took this leap of faith, but then I realized that the caves in here, if you do fall down one of these small cavern sort of areas, they have these ledges that you can click your spacebar twice to climb over, and that's how I managed to get out. So if you do end up in this situation, just look around, see if there are ledges that you can climb over. So I ended up clearing out all the hostiles and completing the mission that I was actually here at the cave for. Now that I felt a little bit safer, knowing that nobody would shoot me in the back and give me a jump scare, I went around to the bodies and tried to loot them and to see if they had any gems. Primarily was looking for Dolovine and Hadanite, which are sort of like a teal or like a pinkish purple shade. Those are often worth the most when you go and trade them in at the admin office. But to my luck, I really didn't find anything. Having no luck finding any bodies that were carrying gems of value to me or any boxes inside of this cave, I don't actually know what the reason is. Usually, cave missions, either the people that you kill in the caves are carrying gems, or there are boxes that spawn around here and there that you can loot for all sorts of items. But in this cave, or this mission in particular, I didn't really find anything of that sort. So, what could have been a mission that I could have made 200k, I barely even scraped the surface of that number. But I mean, I was already here at a cave that had tons of minerals and ores around me that I could hand mine, and with the stolen tractor beam from earlier, I got to mining to make the most of it. A cool trick I picked up from a fellow prison mate from my first time in prison was that you can actually crouch near the mined ores and open up your inventory and actually just drag them in. This will save a lot of time that it takes to pick each and every single one of them up. So if you don't know this trick, then it'll be a lot helpful in saving you a lot of time. I was out at this cave for about 1 hour. It took me 15 minutes to complete the mission, but considering that I did not find any loot boxes or even gems on the dead bodies, I chose to spend some time doing some hand mining and exploring the cave. I came out of the cave with about 80% of my backpack filled, taking into consideration that I also came out to my ship once in between my run to fill up my oxygen tank because I was running low. But after all this, the plan was to go to Lorville's admin office and sell my mind gems and see how much I would profit. So from this mission altogether, I made 58,000 AUEC, which is not bad, but it could have been a lot better if the mission worked properly and I was also able to loot some gem boxes or gems from the dead bodies. It would have made the mission a lot more quicker as well and more efficient. But yeah, let me know in the comments if it's common for cave missions to not have any loot boxes or hostiles spawning with no gems or loot on them, or if this has ever happened to you when you have done cave missions. What makes these missions attractive is the incentive to loot the gems, so despite this unfortunate event where Star Citizen was acting like normal Star Citizen, I will be going back and revisiting these missions when they do work properly, because you can make anywhere up to 200k in just about a half an hour's time. If you have any tips or things that I should look out for when I am in these caves, let me know in the comments. But until next time, have yourself a good day, and I'll see you out in the verse. Peace.